Hi everyone, it's Dora here. Welcome to my intro of Project Yarnathon. I didn't even know I was going to join this project about 20 minutes ago. Super snap decision. I was about to go and take off my makeup, and just before then I was watching Danny of Danny's Makeup, and it was an update on her Project Yarnathon, and I thought, hang on a minute, I should jump onto this. If you don't already know, this project was developed by Andrea of As A Peacock, and the idea is that you work your way through a marathon's worth of yarn. That's a lot. Now, I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to make that. I'm not even sure I've got enough yarn like that, and you'll see in a moment most of my yarn has already been, I've started using already, the wrapper, whatever you call that, around it is gone in most of the yarn that I've got, so you can't really tell, I can't really tell how long it is. But I do have a project in mind. And I'm thinking, since we're now hitting autumn, actually tomorrow is the beginning of autumn, cozy season, it's gonna be rainy, we're gonna spend so much more time indoors again. It's gonna be really nice to just chill out at home on the couch, watch something and knit. So the thing that I have in mind is I want to make a patchwork blanket, a knitted one. Something a bit like this. Now I've already made this, and I will try and insert a picture so you can actually see the entire blanket. I would say it's probably about 2.5 by 2.5 meters, so it would easily fit like a king-size mattress bed as like a throw, and then it would still be hanging off it. I made this blanket, I finished it, I should say. I completed this blanket when I was pregnant with my son. I started off with like these just monochrome, just one color, square, and then sewed them back up, sewed them on in like a different pattern. So you've got the pattern going this way on one, and then on that way and the other way, to just create more of a structure so that you don't just pull the blanket and it turns into one massive giant scarf. So I think I had about 8 by 9 squares, I think, to make that blanket. Took me an entire Jupiter cycle, 12 years. I specifically remember going to a festival after I graduated from uni, and I saw that they were selling these types of patchwork knitted blankets there, and we didn't have any money, like it was not happening. And they were like, I don't even remember how much they were, but they were like, this is my entire budget for this festival, I can't spend this kind of money. So I was like, I'll do that myself. And then I started that blanket back then, never finished it. And then 2 years later, I remember coming back from traveling with work. We were at a conference and I was jet lagged. So I was like, I know what I'll do. I'll stay up and I'll start knitting. Suddenly I just had this real urge to knit. So I started another blanket, ended up finishing that one, much smaller than this one, and I gave it to my ex-boyfriend. And he's probably burnt it now, but who cares? I did finish eventually my own one with the squares that I had already made. I didn't want to just, I wasn't ready to just part with my own pieces and like give them to him. Anyway, so I've got all of this basically. I don't need to have this much yarn in my house at all points. If I feel like I want to do a project, I can go out and buy some yarn and do the project and then put it to rest. This bag I just recently acquired from my mum. She mainly crochets, so most of these are crochet yarns. They're like cotton ones, and they're only little scraps, or there's actually quite a lot of wool here, because I guess she was trying to get back into knitting and now she's like, no, I just only want to crochet. And I'm the opposite. So basically, what do I want to do? I want to make another patchwork blanket for my son for my son's room so he can put it over his bed as a throw. He also loves playing with this one. We play Monster and Ghost in there. We hide under there, walk around, whatever. It's lots of fun. I think he should also have his own one. So now, out of all these different colors that I've got here, I'm gonna make him a pretty fun patchwork blanket that he can do whatever he wants with. Right, so all these scraps in here from my mum, I could go through them, but I'll just show you my own bits first. So I've got some green stuff here. There's this one. Then there's this one that I started an absolute eternity ago. I think it might be too big for a square, so I might just open it again. When I was pregnant, I had this baby knitting magazine, and one of the things was like to make this cute little holder on a clothes hanger with like all these pockets where you can put like your, I don't know, like next to your changing table. But I never ended up making that because boom, I then had a baby and stopped knitting. So, all right, he's older now. I've got time for that kind of stuff again. I've also got a couple of fun multi-colored ones. Another blue that I bought recently, and green. That's in that big patchwork blanket. More baby colors. I guess I had projects in mind that never happened. This is something I inherited from, I don't even know, like, I mean, oh my goodness, this actually says Deutschmarks on here. So that's what they look like. I feel like I used them in the other blanket as well. This one I've literally had since the 2000s, so it was massive, and now it's this size. That's also in the other blanket. This one is as well. It's got like a little nice glitter in there. I had the early 2000s, I made this really slim, long scarf from that. What was up with all these skinny scarves? Another multi-chrome, my favorite. I had so many of them. One left. I feel like I bought these as a teenager, and that is a long time ago, let me tell you. Again, just scraps, but I think I can just turn them into like, you know, like how I just striped it up in this one. I want to do that again. It makes it far more fun rather than just knitting one color for me. I get super bored. I'm an Aries moon, don't have a lot of patience. So these ones as well, I feel like I also inherited them, but I definitely made like a snood from that I then ended up donating years ago. And then there's all these, plus these kind of scraps that I'm not even sure why I'm holding on to them. And a fun pom-pom set that I will ignore. Okay, let's go through what my mum gave me in August, nonetheless. I don't know what possessed me. I was actually helping my mum declutter her stuff, and then I took on more bits myself. But I already knew at that point I wanted to make a patchwork blanket. So here we are. These two fun ones, another multicolored one. Again, lots of scraps here in this sort of cotton crochet type yarn. More of these sort of natural colors, and another multicolored one. So this is Creative Lucky Chunky 75% virgin wool, 25% polyamide. This blue, oh my god, that is so pretty. I love this blue. This one, that's quite fun. That's Fashion Pixel, Denmark. These here. This stuff, more of these sort of darker, deeper colors. And that's the rest of it. So looking at all this now, oh yeah, and this tiny bit. Okay, looking at all this now, I think I have more than I need. But that's good. I use up what I can, and then I think I'm gonna try and limit myself to just one shoe carton worth of wool, because you know, you always need a little bit of wool handy sometimes for art projects, for God knows what, for tying plants up together. So I think, yeah, I'm gonna stick to that, and then sort of donate anything that I haven't really used to a charity shop. Yes, because people do really enjoy knitting. Okay, goals. The goal is obviously to make this blanket. I was thinking about it, and I think he's got a single bed for an adult, that kind of size. I mean, he's nearly 4. If the throw was to fit over his bed entirely, it would have to be 2 meters long, and then maybe, let's say, 150 wide. So I'm thinking 2 meters is probably about 8 or 9 squares, and that's sort of size that I make them in. Again, I make them super random. I don't like being pressurized into, what are they called? Patterns? I've done stuff with patterns, but this is what I liked about this blanket, even though it took me that long, is that there are no rules. So yeah. How long will it take me? Well, I think my goal is to finish that, how about 6 months? Yeah. So we've got autumn starting tomorrow, so I'm gonna start tomorrow, and then I'm gonna knit through winter, and then at the spring equinox, so around the 21st, 22nd of March, I think that is, I should be done with this. Wish me luck. I do not want a repetition of that previous project where it's here for like years and I get sick and tired of it and don't want to touch it. So yes, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry this is not makeup panning content, but it seems super fun, and I've seen other panners jump in on this. And yeah, I haven't even seen that many updates yet. Yeah, I've watched Danny's, and I watched the intro from Andrea, and that's it. So I'm gonna have so much fun now binging everyone else who's jumped onto this project, and then jumping on it myself. Ooh, happy knitting and happy crocheting, everyone. Ooh, we can do this. Yes, okay. Okay, I think that's it from me now. Thank you so much for watching all the way until the end. And I'll see you in my next one. I don't know when I have my next update. I'll try and aim for 4 weeks, 1 month. But even if there's not that much to show you, yeah, I should have something to show you by then. All right, take care, bye.